tuned in to another Marketing Mentor podcast. My name is Leyland Diano. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I am a 20 plus year marketing leader, digital strategist, MarTech geek, and very passionate about higher education. I'm currently the director of marketing and digital strategy at a university in Canada. And this is my podcast where I bring you short, simple tips for anyone who's currently in university or college pursuing a marketing career or about to pivot their career and head into the wonderful, crazy world of marketing. One question that always gets asked in an interview, that I always ask in interviews, that I still don't understand completely why I ask in interviews, still seems to be a part of every company's, organization's interviewing process, especially for marketing related jobs I've found, is if you could change, or sorry, not if you could change, but more so, what is one flaw you think you should improve about yourself? One flaw in you that you think you should improve on. I've heard everything when it comes to this question being asked during interviews. I've heard people talk about personal issues. I've heard people talk about related skill sets to their job. But I think the most common, in all honesty, the most common answer to this question is that people overwork. I work too hard. I won't stop working until a job's done. And I get it. I think that that's a legitimate answer for a lot of us. I'm similar. I will stay working on something until it's finished because it will bug me all night if I don't get a problem solved. However, there is a more tactful way to answer this question, especially in a job interview and especially in a job interview for a marketing position. And I'm going to tell you the best way to answer this question. So the first thing you want to do is choose a relevant but minor flaw. Don't choose a major flaw in your personal life or that could potentially be related to the job. If you have a major flaw related to the job, I think you should seriously reconsider applying for it, unless it's something you do believe you can overcome. The second thing is show self-awareness. So acknowledge that you have this minor flaw that could potentially be relevant in a minor way to the position or to your life or to your career, but be educated in that flaw. Discuss steps you're taking to improve. So don't just say, oh yeah, I can't manage my tasks. So a great example is I struggle with task management, and it's because I keep myself so busy and I work on so much. So the way that I've solved that is I use checklists. I use an application called TickTick. It's great. I don't endorse them. I don't get any affiliate money if you go install it, but TickTick has changed my life. I've been using it for 5-6 years now. It is a checklist that's on your browser, that's on your phone. As things come into me, I add them to my checklist. I prioritize my checklist. It's great. It's legitimately great. So talk about steps, little things you've done and continue to do and plan to do to improve that skill set. So maybe you don't have Google Analytics skills. What have you been looking at? Where do you see yourself going in terms of learning those skills? Highlight the progress of continuing to elevate or educate or improve in that area. Connect it to personal growth. That's another big one. Connect it to personal growth. So, that's this flaw that you have that you've identified that you're working on that is relatable to the position, or at least relevant in some indirect way. Talk about how it also will personally help you in life. And then the last thing to do is just make sure you link it to the job. So again, it could be indirect. It might not be a direct flaw or a direct thing that the job does or needs. For example, if you're applying for a social media management job or a customer service social media job or a community manager social media job, I wouldn't say that you have trouble responding to people politely on social media. But, you could say something like, a flaw I've had is I tend to over-communicate when I'm responding to customer service inquiries on social. So what I've done is step 1, step 2, step 3, which had drastically changed that. And I'm continuing, There we go. Found it to educate myself on how to be more concise, to be shorter and still polite, and provide great customer service when I'm dealing with customers on social. So things like that. So that's the biggest question. That's the question that's always asked, and I almost guarantee 9 out of 10 times the answer is I'm an overachiever. I work too hard. Things like that. But you really don't want to hear that, because good people work hard. Great team members work hard. That's the way it is. All right. That's it for this episode.